Hi Leo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carole and this is going to be a general reading for you for August 2026. And this month I decided that because I was going to do a reading that is one of my personal readings listed for you on my website, carolecares.com. And this is sort of going to be a new rule going forward for me, is that when I choose a reading that's offered for you for my personal readings, I'm going to give a discount on it. And because this is the one that's, I decided to go with this one, and there'll be a significant discount this month, because I really want you to have a chance to have your own personal reading done, and especially with mirror work, because mirror work really gives you a clear indication of, okay, let's look at what's going on with your life. Because the external world, so if you look at your external world and you look at your relationships, you look at what you're involved in right now, it's going to reflect back to you your inner world. It's going to tell you what needs healing, what's coming up from your unconscious, right? So something in the universe is trying to connect to your inner world. So pay attention to what's happening to you in your outer world. How are people responding to you? How are your pets responding to you? Or like, what's going on with your pets? What's going on in your own system right now? What are you involved with? Crazy things that are going on, like what sort of patterns are coming up for you. So if you use people around you, family, relationships that you're in, they're going to be your mirrors. They're going to reflect back to you what needs to heal. And that's why a lot of times when people show up in our lives, we're just like, why is this person in my life right now? Well, don't ignore that, right? Especially really random things. Like, it's like, okay, there's something here going on for me to look at. And so I will offer you the reading for the month of August. I'll put a discount on the mirror work reading. I forgot to say that. You don't have to have it this month. You can get it next month, but you have to pay for it in the month of August. So you'll see that it'll be discounted starting August 1st. And so we're going to get started with your reading. So I'm going to use two decks. So my first deck is going to be the Erenberg Tarot, and it's going to be my left, your right. And so I'm going to read your outer world. This is what you're consciously aware of, right? This is going to be the mirror right here, right? And so it's reflecting something to you. I have 3 cards here. Then I'm going to use the Curious Travels deck over here, and it's going to be your unconscious. 3 cards here that are going to show what's going on. So we're going to relate these two. It's a very powerful reading once you see how it comes together. And then I'll ask for a message from the universe, and that's just kind of be, something that you need to think about, a final statement sometimes. And then I'll ask for, how can you start to heal this? I'll ask the tarot for that, but I will give you some more guidance myself, and I'll maybe select some videos from Carole Cares, my other YouTube channel, and there'll be something there that you'll need to work on, right? And to heal this, because this is a healing channel. And so let's start off with asking, and I'll be very strict with the cards that come out. So Leo, I'm going to ask for 3 cards, but one at a time. So let's have 1 card for Leo's outer world. What's going on with Leo right now? Well, that one is going to come out because I can't shuffle. When it does that, it's like I want to come out. You have the Page of Swords. And then a couple cards after that, I have to get a little story, figure out what's going on. You have the 10 of Pentacles. It came out sideways. It's interesting that second time that card has come out. I find that when I read, each month that there's themes that come out. So that's come out twice, and 1 more here. It's not a card that comes out a lot. Oh, you have 2 more, but I'm going to pick 1 because I'm trying to be very strict. 2 of Wands sideways here. So put those there. I'll pull your message in a minute. Let's go with your inner world now. This is what needs healing over here. This is your shadow, actually, when you were a child, when you were an adolescent, and you have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And another card. Here we go. Three of Pentacles in reverse. That one fought its way out. Really did. It bent it. Oh, and this one. King of Cups. There's your three cards. And, oh, I'm going to pull a healing card over there. And let's pull a message for you. A message from the unit. Well, that one says, I want this to be the message. The Queen of Pentacles. That does not happen often. Is in reverse for you for the message. And healing. Healing card here. One final card. Healing for Leo. How can they heal this? You have the Seven of Pentacles. What's that design on there? Seven of Pentacles. Okay. I'll use the Radiant Rider-Waite deck if I need it. And we're going to begin with your reading. So Leo, what is your outer world looking at? Your conscious world. What's going on with you right now? Well, the Page of Swords come up here. And I've been doing my own healing journey for about 9.5 years, intensively working with a trauma coach to uncover my repressed memories. And I use inner parts work. And so I've been able to apply inner parts work to my cards. And my pages in my deck are inner children. And you know, mainstream psychology likes to say we just have one inner child, but I know that we can have more than one inner child. We have a few of them because they hold our memories, they hold our emotions, they hold a lot of information from our childhood and our adolescence. And this inner child is the Page of Swords. They're holding that single sword. And again, what's really fascinating is that the single sword's coming up right here in, you know, the same spot in your unconscious. So the sword by itself represents your authenticity, who you are, who you really, really are underneath, you know, everything. And you have an inner child here that needs healing. And they know who you are. They know who you were meant to be. And they're about 4, 5, 6 years old. And they're trying to get your attention right now. And you know, sometimes, you know, they can bring up a lot of emotions, but there's something going on here. I'll get some more information when I read these cards. But there's some healing that's coming up that you're needing, that your authentic self is trying to come through. Part of it's trying to come through. There's an inner child that wants you to listen to you. They're pulling your pant leg, Leo, going, listen, I have information for you. I have emotions around why you weren't allowed to be your authentic self. And they need healing. Because there's some 10 of Pentacles right behind it. 10 of Pentacles talks about intergenerational trauma in my deck. And so there's some trauma. There's something that happened to you when you were younger that this page right here is trying to share with you. And it has something to do with who you are and your real self, and how were you not allowed to be your real self, like what was taken from you, and we're going to find out in a minute. And so and then right after that comes this 2 of Wands right here in a sideways position. In an upright position, the 2 of Wands talks about someone that's, you know, looking at this world, this globe, and going, you know, gee, I would love to travel, gee, I would love to do this, or there's a big world out there. There's something else out there. It's like you're getting a nudge. So you're sitting here, Leo. Something's nudging you. You're feeling nudged to do something. And I'm going to say it's a nudge that's going towards your true self. Maybe your true purpose. But it's going towards who you really are. Because this inner child of yours that needs healing, there's some healing that needs to be done. There's some emotions that need to be felt. That's how we heal. when your true self was taken from you. So, because there's something here that's wanting to take you in a new direction, maybe. And you're feeling it. You're feeling a pull. You're feeling a nudge. And so that's what's happening to you with right now. You know, if you can relate to that, how you're, you know, there's like, and sometimes it's a restlessness. It's a like, what's going on with me there? I'm just kind of wanting to do something. Maybe you know what it is you want to go towards. So let's look at, you know, I want to focus on this Page of Swords and your true self, because this first card right here is the card that is the Ace of Swords, and it is your authentic self. It's who you are. But this isn't a page. This is the offer from the universe. It's a gift. It's like, here it is. This is who you are, and it's buried. You've buried it in your shadow, in your unconscious, and it's in reverse because you weren't allowed to be you when you were younger. You were not allowed to be you. Something happened where you were told, no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. And so here you are, getting this nudge right now. But you have some healing around, who the hell do you think you are? You're not allowed to do that. You can't do that. Like, you're just not able to. Because, and that's what this is. It's like, no, you're not allowed to be who you want to be. And behind that comes the Three of Pentacles. It's in reverse. Three of Pentacles, I love this card because it talks about three, first of all, is like a co-creation card, right? Working together with someone else. And I love the aspect of the dolphins, and because I know there's some, I think it's in the Bahamas, or there's some dolphins that can, you can swim with them, and they're very, very bright. Are they mammals? I think they are. I always get that wrong, but and they can heal you. Just they have some sonic noise or something, but they can heal you when they touch your head. And so I need to read up on it so that I know what I'm talking about when I say it. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but to say come out, it's like, you know, you need to get the information, Carole. It's okay. But this is about like a healing card, and it's another way of healing, like that. You know, it talks about like the somatic healing in your body, and that's in reverse as well. And so I'm gonna say that when you were younger, when you weren't allowed to be you, you also weren't allowed to stay in your body. Like, you didn't have the support around you, because this card right here, it talks about, it's my therapy card actually. But I see it as a card where you need someone to support you, to help you. You didn't have that when you were younger. So you wouldn't have had the encouragement. If you did, you know, come up with something that says, I want to do this. I'm getting this nudge, I want to do something. It's like, no. And so I think when you were younger, you were very discouraged about doing things or doing something in particular. And then you had the King of Cups that come out right when you were younger. Well, the King in my deck is what I call the controller part. It's the ego self. When you are younger and when you are not allowed to be yourself, there's a lot of emotions that are around that, right? And this page right here is the part of you that holds those emotions right now in you. When you were told that when you were younger, now these emotions that, you know, they felt like they didn't matter, unworthiness, maybe some anger and some grief, those are big emotions for a kid to feel. Well, that's what you're needing to feel right now. But this King, when you were younger, comes out. It's your ego self. It's a protector part. And when you're younger and you have these big emotions, when you're told, no, you can't do that, you're not allowed to do that, you were discouraged from doing it, and you had all those big emotions that came out, well, this part would come in, ego self, and say, oh, well, you're too young to feel these. And the ego self is petrified of emotions as an adult as well, right? It doesn't remember that we're adults now. It doesn't know that. And so it still thinks you're a kid. And it came out, and it would have taken you, you know, out of your body, put you up in your head where you don't feel. And so maybe you're somebody right now that's very much in their head and they don't feel. You don't want to feel. You don't want to feel what you need to feel right now. Because this is why this is coming up, this little part of you right now that says it's time for you to feel these emotions that you couldn't feel when you were young around something, you know, you weren't allowed to do, people that didn't encourage you to do things. And the last card here, that's the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles in an upright position is this story about this individual that's made this big hoard, these pentacles, taken forever to build this big pile of these pentacles. Maybe he's taken all his life, and at the end of it, he just looks at it and he goes, you know, is this it? Is this everything to life? And I think when you were younger, because this is in reverse here, I think you realized that, you know what? I want to give up. You gave up when you were a child. Actually, that's your healing card. I'm sorry. I read it. Sorry. Well, it doesn't. We're going to still read it like that. But that's your healing card. I was thinking it was. I picked it up and I forgot it was your healing card. So I'll give you the message after. Maybe that's the way it was supposed to go. So yeah, your healing card says, you know, you gave up when you were younger, and so you now need to. And I'm wondering if you are one of those people that can go in and out of hopelessness, you know, the depression, because when you're younger and you're told these things, well, you give up, and that's where the hopelessness comes from. And so, believe it or not, our hopelessness that we feel as an adult is actually, it's a mirror to what we felt when we were younger. So maybe you're feeling you felt a lot of hopelessness, some unworthiness, because you weren't allowed to do what you wanted to do. And so what's the message here? What's the message? Well, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So the Queen of Pentacles is over here, and the Queen is our feminine side. I talked about the King being our masculine, but our mind, our ego self. She's the body. We talked about the body as well, about when you were younger, where, you know, you weren't in your body anymore. This Three of Pentacles over here, where you just didn't have the support, and you didn't have the encouragement around you. And so you also were not in your body anymore. But the universe says, you know what? The pentacle is about your body. The pentacle is about feeling grounded, being in your body so you can feel these emotions, right? And so there's a real need for you to, get into your body. And so it wants you to get into your body so you can feel this unworthiness that you're feeling. Feel this, like this depression of you not mattering because you weren't allowed to do what you wanted to do, right? And so I'm going to leave you with some videos on a lot on unworthiness. I think I'm going to pick I'm going to leave you videos with depression. Yeah, because that'll cover the unworthiness bit. That'll cover, you know, why bother? Because this card is about giving up. And so I feel like, you know, you have a sense of, you feel like giving up right now. And that's from childhood. That's the mirror here about giving up. And so we need to write from that. I write from that, like, why bother? Nobody cares. Nobody's listening. And that's how you felt when you were younger, and that's that younger part of you. That's how they feel, and they need healing. And so, Leo, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. I know this is a very difficult journey, but it's the most important journey of your life. And so take care, and I'll talk soon. Bye.